Okay, so there's Deidra. Hey guys, thank you so much for hopping on the call. My name is Raina Odell, and I am just wanting to touch on a couple of things before we get started. So make sure that you know that we have our team-wide group that's it's going to be starting on August 22nd. It's Team Cup month, so you're definitely going to want to hit Success Club. So like get after that. Tonight we have a very special guest. Her name is Deidra Penrose.
Okay, I can't do it anymore. I feel bad. Was anybody freaking out? Like, where's Rena?
Not a single person.
Nobody cared.
They literally were just like, all right, sounds good.
I was just about to say something.
I don't believe you.
Nobody cared that Rachel was doing it. Okay, we're having too much fun at our elite retreat. Okay, this is Rachel Allen, if nobody knows.
Hi.
She was like, can I really host your whole call? Okay, anyway, I don't have any special announcements. We have our team-wide challenge group starting on August 22nd. Our sneak peek is happening right now. If you have people that need to be put in, please get them added in ASAP. Anything else you want to add?
Hit Success Club. That's very important.
Really, that's the most important takeaway I think that you need from this call. Sorry, Deidra.
And blueberry.
Okay, so Deidra Penrose is our guest speaker for tonight, and she is an amazing woman, so much fun, has the best dance moves in the entire world. She is a second to Rachel. I'm sorry. 3-time elite. Success Club legend, like just an amazing all-around coach, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say today. So we're going to listen, and everybody get pen and paper ready. I'll give everybody just a couple minutes to hop on, but go ahead and start because we are recording. So I will mute myself and leave you alone and let you just take over.
Thank you, Raina. I didn't know you guys had your elite retreat right now.
We did. We came on Friday? Yes, Friday to Wednesday. So
where are you guys at?
Michigan. We're at Leslie's house, yeah.
Aww.
I know.
Well, thank you for allowing me to chat on your call. So, hi everyone. These are a lot of new faces, so I am excited to be on the call tonight. If you guys do not know who I am, again, my name is Deidra. I am a 12-star and, like Raina said, 3-time elite coach. I have been in the business for 3.5 years, and I'm a mama of 2 boys. That is how I like to tell everyone who I am. I'm a mama of 2 boys. I have Chase, who is 5 years old, and Weston, who just turned 4, and they are crazy, crazy kids. I'm also a former ER nurse. That is actually what I did when I first started working my business. So I was working full-time, taking master's classes, and raising my 2 boys. So I just started as a challenger myself. My cousin actually got me involved. Her name is Melanie Mitro. Some of you guys know who she is. Name might sound familiar, so she got me involved. And I actually told her no 3 times whenever she was asking me to become a coach. And finally, she suckered me into it, so here I am today. But over the past 3 years of my business, like I said, I raised 2 kids. I was working full-time, taking master's classes, and I've been able to hold elite status for all 3 years of my business, which is pretty cool. I know, it's hard to do to maintain that elite status. Raina, I think you know how it is. And I'm sure that you guys have a couple other coaches that are elite in this business. But I want you guys to know that you can be full-time, you can be a working mom, and if you have big goals of being a leader, doing something big with your business, you can make it happen. A lot of people give excuses of, I don't have enough time or I'm too busy. But let me tell you, busy people get shit done. Sorry, I don't know if you allow swearing or not, but I just had to say that. Because really, busy people get a lot done.
You can swear as much as you need to get your point across.
Perfect. Whenever I get passionate, I like to swear. So I actually just retired from nursing last year. So for the first 2 years of my business, I was working as a nurse. So it was last April that I actually retired. I like to say retire. I don't want to say quit. So I can be with my boys and grow my business. But I want you guys to know that over the past 2 years of my business, which is most of my business, it has not been all rainbows and butterflies. And that's really what I want to talk to you guys about today, because I know that when people go through rough patches and rough times in their business, that they let go of the gas pedal. And it's really easy to do when you're not reaching your goal or a deadline that you want. It's easy to give up on it and say, I'll just go this way and take that other option, right? So over the past 2 years, it has been very trying for me, and I'm not going to cry because I have practiced this so I don't cry. It has been very, very trying for me. So for the past 2 years, I've been going through a divorce, and in January is when it was official. I ended up moving out of my house that we built together. I took my kids and we relocated down the street. And it was really, really hard. If anyone has been divorced, and that's not what I'm going to be talking about the whole time, but if anyone has gone through it, no matter how old your kids are, it is not easy. It is emotionally draining. And the fact that I don't have family that lives around here because I moved to this area for him is even more difficult. So I basically had to move myself. The only people that I had to help me were my coaches on my team. So that was very, very difficult to have to do that. And yesterday was supposed to be our 7-year anniversary. So I don't know if you see my Facebook at all, but I did a nice little video. So I think I got all my crying out last night or yesterday. But on top of that, something that I have not shared with anybody except a couple people from my team, a couple coaches on my team, this past May has been the most difficult month of my life. And it beats divorce by like a million. So I had an accident on May 14th. I can remember it very clearly. I was in a grocery store parking lot, just going about my normal day, and I was pulling out, and I didn't see a blind spot, and I think you guys know where this is going. I hit somebody, and she passed away 3 days later. On May 17th, she passed away from a brain injury, and that is the hardest for me to live with. I want to crawl in a hole most of the time. I wouldn't say I'm in a depression, but I feel like I'm in a state of depression a lot of times. There are times where I feel guilty for living myself. There are times where I just don't feel like I'm deserving of anything. But instead of giving up on everything, instead of giving up on my dreams, giving up on my career, on my business, on my family that I know needs me, I had to get out of my own head, and I had to recreate myself and my life and my business. And yes, I wouldn't say I took a break from my business. The only break that I took is when the accident happened, I physically was not able to post on Facebook because the law told me I wasn't allowed, or I could get in a lot of trouble. So that is the only break that I took. I still worked with my coaches and still went about what I needed to do. So I just want to share with you guys like how I recreated myself and how you guys can do that for yourself, because I guarantee you every single person on this call is going to go through some obstacle, trial, tribulation in their business and in their life. And if your business is important enough to you, you are not going to let these obstacles take over your success. Okay. So number one, it starts with taking control of your life and your destiny. And guys, these things that I'm going to tell you, these 5 tips, you probably heard them a bunch, but I'm just going to reiterate it a little bit and just kind of remind you of why you're doing this. So take control of your life and your destiny. So for me, I talked about, I could always go back to nursing. You know, nursing was what I started with. If Beachbody doesn't work out for me, I'm going to go back to nursing. I actually didn't allow myself a second option. I had to get that out of my head because I started this business for freedom for my kids. So I had to use my why. My why was my kids. My why was my freedom. Why in the heck would I let that go when they are my reason for doing this in the first place? I'm not going to use them as an excuse now. I'm going to use them as my reason and to propel me forward in my business and to keep working harder. So I scratched the nursing out. Yes, I kept my nursing license. Yes, I have the availability to get another job because times get tough, but I didn't allow a second option. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the moment you don't allow a second option is when you're going to see success in your business. Okay. Number 2 is have a vision and start moving forward. And I don't mean just think about what you want to do. I mean, write it out, draw it out, hang it up, write it in lipstick on your mirror, whatever you need to do about your entire future, okay? When you're talking about it and you know exactly where you want to go, that's when you're going to start moving, okay? So if you don't have a destination, how are you going to know what direction you're supposed to go? You have to have a destination. You have to know where you're going to go. And once you have your vision, start moving forward and start doing those things daily, every single day. The things that may seem insignificant now, but they're going to help you create your future. And do you guys know what those are? Maybe like the 4 vital behaviors, because you probably hear about it all the time, right? So those 4 vital behaviors, like I'm telling you, they are the most important thing, and they're so easy not to do, but they are also easy to do. It's just like your fitness. Your fitness, your 4 vital behaviors, okay? Make it just like you have to work out every day. Make it as important as we do eating, because we all like to eat, right? Right. So when you do these vital behaviors daily, that's when you're going to start building longevity into your business. And yes, you may not see that instant gratification right now, but guys, this is not an instant gratification business, okay? This is about investment. So when you can invest your time, when you can make those small sacrifices, that's when you're going to create freedom and the long-term success. And that's going to help you get to your destination. All right, number 3 is fuel yourself and your business with positive energy. Positive energy, right? So I don't want to offend anyone when I say this, but this is just me and my personality. I would not be where I am without the Lord by my side. And I also would not be having a relationship with the Lord if it wasn't for my Beachbody family. So I can say that it has helped me in so many ways of just having this business by my side. But I fuel my body, I fuel my soul with personal development, with going to church, with reading the Bible, with my friends and my family who support me. And that's how I fill my cup. And you guys need to think of what's going to help you fill your cup and use that every single day. Anything that's negative that you have in your cup, you're not giving enough room to fill it with the good things. So you have to get rid of the negative things, whether that is people in your life. I know there are a lot of negative people who can have a bad impact on us and can hold us back and stop us from doing things. For me, I did lose friends. I did lose family over this business, but I also know that they weren't true friends or, family, I should say, because they didn't support my dreams and my visions and my goals. And I promise you, if you're afraid to let those people go, there are so many people like on this call that are going to be there to fill your cup and that are going to be there for support. Okay. So throw out the bad stuff and just fill your cup with all of the good stuff. And that personal development, I'm sure that Raina talks about it all the time. I'm sure a lot of the coaches on your team talk about it all the time. But that 10 to 15 minutes a day, it can make such a huge impact on your business. It is a vital behavior for a reason. Okay, number 4 is work with a purpose. Purpose is your ultimate fuel to your destination and to your goals. And when you have a purpose, that's when you're going to keep the excitement going, even in the hardest times. Like even when I'm going through what I am now, and sometimes I want to crawl in a hole and I feel like I shouldn't be here. Okay. So don't just have a purpose for big goals. And I know a lot of people start to have their purpose when they're going to hit Success Club, when they're trying to go Star Diamond and they're about to get their Star Diamond bonus, or when they're going for Premier or Elite. You guys have to work every single day with your business having a purpose. And that's what's going to lead you to greatness in your business. And then number 5 is have fun and enjoy what you do. So you guys are all here to change lives. Hopefully it's not just to make money, because if you're only here to make money, you're not going to succeed. And I hate to say that. Sorry. That's just how it goes. You have to want to help people. Okay. So you're here to change lives. You're here to change your life. You're here to change others' lives. So instead of worrying and stressing and thinking about the deadlines all the time, for instance, so focused on those numbers and hitting Success Club all the time, start enjoying the new conversations. Enjoy making new friends and adding new contacts. Enjoy those hey girls, because we're going to do a lot of them. And if you don't like what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. So turn it around and just enjoy the new conversations and meeting new people, and enjoy giving people the opportunity of getting in a challenge group and having the coaching opportunity that you were blessed to have. Think about how happy and excited you were to start this journey. You now have the availability to give that to other people. So enjoy it and have fun with it. And then don't compare yourself to other people and other people's businesses. I know a lot of people do that, but you got to put those blinders on. If you do that, it's going to set you back so much in your business. And I've been there, done that. And I realized that my business went so much further and I was so much more successful when I didn't compare myself to other people. And I want you guys to know that God made your journey for a reason. And He made someone else's journey their journey for a reason. But just know that your journey is going to impact someone, and it is going to help someone through their trials and tribulations. Okay? So my call to action for you guys is, I'm sorry, I see a lot of squirrels, so I'll look at the chat after I'm done, and I'm almost done. So call to action number 1 is decide today to be in control of your business. If you have been in this business, I don't care if it's a week, a month, a year, or 5 years, if you haven't felt that you've been in control with your business, you're the only person who can make that decision. So today is your day. Today, from here on out, you officially are in control of your business. You are in control of your success. You're in control of your destiny and your vision, okay? Number 2 is I want you to create your vision. And if you have not shared that with your upline coach, it's time to do that, okay? Send them a message, give them a phone call, send them a Voxer. Do you guys know what Voxer is? Vox? No? Do you guys use Vox? What? Raina, you don't use Voxer. Oh, girlfriend, you got to download it. It's a free app. That's how I talk to all of my coaches. It's a really good tool for communication. It's like a walkie-talkie app on your phone. It's amazing. We'll talk about that. So talk to your upline coach about your vision, and work and live every single day with your life and your business. Live with a purpose. Have a purpose with everything that you do. So that is all I have. And I am going to look at the chat and see. Okay, can you walk through your daily schedule when you worked as an RN? Yes, I do a lot of my calls on working full-time as a nurse with a schedule, because I actually kept a schedule. I was probably, and this is sad to say, but I was more organized when I was working full-time, because I knew that I only had so much time to work. So can you guys see me? So here's an example of what my calendar looked like for a week when I was working as a nurse. And I can actually share that with Raina, and she can put it in your group. But literally I work swing shifts. So on this calendar, I was working 3/12s. I would work 3P to 3A and 11A to 11P. Sometimes I worked 7P to 7A and 7A to 7P. It was all different. So I think it would be easier if I just shared with you guys an image of my schedule. But I would do power hours on the weekends, or whatever days I was off, I would do more. We always say check in at least three times a day on social media. My opinion, 5 is overwhelming. I like 3 times a day. Figure out what time your audience is on. So if I was working 7A to 7P, I would not get out of my car and punch in, clock in at work until my morning post was done. I would sit in my car, because I knew once I got out of my car, I was busy. I would either do another post on my lunch break, or I would go to the bathroom and do a post. A lot of my posts were done out of the bathroom, and I had them prepared the night before, because I knew that I would not have a lot of time to think and add value to a post, because you are not going to just post a motivational quote, and nothing else in your post. If you're going to do any post, you're going to be adding value to it. So I made sure that I had my post created and ready so I could go into the bathroom on my potty break and I would do a post. And then when I was done at 7 o'clock, I would, hold on. Sorry, squirrel again. After I was done, I would not go in my house because I knew my kids would need me until my post was done. So those are my 3 posts today. But like I said, I did power hours and I will show you guys what everything looks like. And I actually did the bucket list. I don't know if you guys have heard of the bucket list. Corporate actually taught me. But I would have my 5 important things. So it would be work. It would be my kids was another bucket because they are my most important thing. And I would put them on my list first. And then I would have my personal business, my organizational business, and me time. My personal business is me doing what I needed to do, my 4 vital behaviors and stuff like that. My blog posts, my YouTube videos, and my organizational business is my team, doing one-on-one calls, doing team calls and stuff like that. So like I said, I will show you guys that and hopefully that can help. How do you find new customers and coaches? Do you reach out to people you don't know? Absolutely, you reach out to people you don't know because you eventually run out of people. So I use my blog. I have a like page and I have Instagram, and now I'm using Snapchat. I'm not as good as Raina right now, but I'm getting there. So Instagram and my blog are my main sources, and I get a lot of people from there. But what I usually do is try to add people from Instagram onto my Facebook, and that's usually how I communicate with people. But I search hashtags. I look at people who are liking my stuff and commenting on my stuff, and I find them and I invite them. No one seems to care on Facebook anymore since I have been working off and on for 3 years. Okay, so I got a personal message, and I'm not going to say who it was from, but it says no one seems to care on Facebook anymore since I've been working out off and on for 3 years. I don't know how consistent you are with posting and sharing your journey, but I think the consistency is key. I think that's going to make or break someone. So if you have not been consistent, I recommend you starting that today and going full force with it and showing people that you're in this for the long run. And if Facebook is not working for you, definitely go to another social media. And I recommend doing 1 or 2 and just getting really good at them, because you don't want to be just average. You want to be able to set yourself apart from everyone else. Oh, good. Brainy, you taught them bucket list. Good job. How many invites to coaching and invites do you do each day? Do you do cold invites? So I don't do cold invites. That's something that's a little bit different. I think Raina does a lot of cold invites. Is that right? You do more cold invites, Raina? So mine are my hey girls and follow-ups and my birthdays. I like to build a relationship first. That's just me. I felt whenever I was doing cold invites, it didn't work out as well as whenever I just go on their Facebook page, like 3, comment 1. So that's my thing. I like 3, comment 1, send a message. So everyone that I'm looking at, whether I go to birthdays, I will still go to their Facebook page, like 3 pictures, comment on 1, send them a message. Hey, happy birthday. How you doing? Are you doing anything exciting on your special day? By the way, I saw this picture and it was so cute. How are your kids doing? So like I'm making conversation that way. If it's not their birthday, I go to people who are online because it's easier to reach out to them because most likely they're going to respond back sooner than somebody else. Anyone I do a message to, I'm always going to their Facebook, liking 3, commenting 1. That way, when I have this conversation I'm starting, I have something to say and I know what's going on in their lives. Because the last thing that I'm going to do is, the last thing I want is someone going to my page all excited to sell me a product, and then they see my video about getting divorced and having my 7-year anniversary last night or yesterday. Like, that would be a slap in the face. So you want to make sure that you're doing a little bit of work before you actually message them. I usually do between 5 and 10 invites a day. Are you directing messaging to people from Instagram and challenge groups? So I always try to get people from Instagram right to Facebook. I usually like the same. I like 3 to 5 on Instagram, comment on 1, I've been doing a lot more private messaging. When I was first doing it, I wasn't getting a lot of feedback. People weren't opening my messages, but now I think more people understand the whole inbox thing on that right-hand side. So I will start a conversation with them in a private message, and I'll say, hey, by the way, are you on Facebook? I would love to connect there. That's where I usually talk to most people. And they'll say yes, and I'll get them added on, and then I'll continue the conversation there. A lot of times I'll say, hey, it looks like we have a lot in common. We both love fitness. We're both moms. I would love to keep chatting. So it works out really well with me doing that way, and that's how I found my target audience.
Anybody else have questions? Reach an elite coach on your team call and nobody's diving in. Doesn't that always blow your mind?
I either stopped or answered all questions.
List of questions for people to pick their brains. So funny. Here's one. What kind of trainings do you do for those that want diamond on your team?
So I was doing push to diamonds, but I found them kind of boring. I feel like whenever it's constantly a push to diamond, that you're setting that you have to be diamond to be successful. So I love the leadership ladder. So I now do leadership ladder trainings. And I just made a new curriculum this past week to start. We just started it yesterday. And it's a 4-week training, and I'm really, really excited about it. We have a lot of different things going on and prizes and stuff like that. So it's more of an accountability group, because honestly, if you know how to get to emerald, you know how to get to diamond, because it's going emerald like 4 more times and then helping 2 other people go emerald. So
make sure you don't get into that because you're not on her team. Message me or your diamond upline.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, sorry.
Well, when are you running one?
I know, exactly. Oh my gosh, I love you too.
Any other questions, guys? I hope this helped. I don't know if it motivated you or was like, wah, wah.
No, it's super motivating. Girl, I didn't know half of that stuff.
Yeah. But you know what? There are so many people going through more, and that's one thing that I have to keep reminding myself is, you know what? Throw yourself a pity party for 10 minutes and then get back to work.
Yeah.
Because there's always someone out there that has it worse. Somebody's always out there having it worse, and they get through it.
Yeah. It's true.
Amen, sister. Yep.
You said, what program are you doing right now? Because you competed, right?
I completed 21 Day Fix Extreme last week, and then I had Red Robin and nachos and ice cream. And now today I started Country Heat, but I'm also doing a hybrid with Body Beast.
Love it.
Because I'm going to start training for another show.
I love it.
I don't know why I do that to myself.
I don't know. That's awesome.
Girl Code is a good book for that. Girl Code is amazing. Oh, the book that I actually went off of. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Who has read The Energy Bus? The Energy Bus. I don't know if Girl Code, I think I like The Energy Bus a little bit more. I love Girl Code, but The Energy Bus, like from what I'm going through in my life, like this is what I needed to refuel myself for my business. It was just amazing. It really pumped me up. So if you guys have not read that and you feel like you need a little pick me up in your business, perfect.
Yeah. How long did it take you to retire from your nursing after going all in your business?
Okay, so I really started working my business January of 2013. 13. A year into my business, I made up my income for nursing, but I did not retire until last year. So after two and a half years, I actually finally retired, because I went into this saying I would never, ever, ever quit my nursing career. I worked hard as heck to get into school and to finish my I wasn't one of those people who didn't have to read and study to do well. I was the one not partying at a party school, and I was studying my butt off. And I come from a family who did not have much. So I had to pay for my school. And I had my mom help me with my summer classes. And I never wanted to quit, because I know how hard my mom had to work to help me put through even my summer classes. So, but finally I came to a point in my business. I was 2.5 years into my business, and I was a 9-star, 7-star. 7-star. And I was at the point where I either had to give up time with Beachbody and I couldn't help all my coaches, or I had to give up time with nursing. And I mean, come on now. If you know your business is going to keep growing, what do? You just keep working your business.
How long are your one-on-ones?
I'm a chatty Kathy, so they're usually like a half hour to 45 minutes. And if we like to talk, they become an hour. It's pathetic. I'm just going to be honest. I try to keep them 30 minutes, but sometimes I have a hard time doing that.
I love it.
I'm working on it.
I love it. Anybody else? Any questions before I let her go? You can unmute. I saw people wiping away tears, just FYI. So I'm pretty sure you inspired a few people.
Oh,
yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. When you're doing your one-on-ones, are you only doing one-on-ones for people that basically earn it, or are you doing it for all of your personally sponsored coaches that you feel need it? Like,
oh, honey, they got to earn it. They got to earn their way. If they are not posting on Facebook, if they are not showing me or telling me what personal development book they're doing, and if I don't see they're consistent, they do not get a call with me.
do you do like check-ins, like team check-ins on your team page for that accountability, or are you constantly scrolling and seeing like what they're doing and what they're posting about?
I'm not constantly scrolling, but they're the ones I follow on Facebook. So they're usually the ones who do come up, but they're usually in one training or another. If they're not in a training, then they're probably not as consistent as what they should be. And I do have them contact me to do a one-on-one. So that's going to show me if they want it. And then when they show me they want it, I'll look and see how consistent they're doing with everything. And they do have to turn in a business activity tracker to me.
Weekly?
Yeah.
I love it.
And one thing that I also love to do that has worked really well is I pair people up and do like small calls with groups of 3 or 5.
Like that.
I pick people who are in the same part of their business. So like 2 days ago, Sunday, I had a group of 5 new coaches. And I just help them. We go over things. We go over what invites look like. They show me their examples. So as I'm helping one person, going through an invite, the other new coaches can see exactly what we're doing. So I don't have to do that over 4 more times.
Do you have team calls weekly?
Yeah, I have team calls every Thursday.
And is that everybody in the downline, or is that just personally sponsored?
Everybody in my downline.
So I'm trying not to like overwhelm people with calls, because we have these like amazing calls with Raina, but then I feel like I need to connect with everybody, but that's 2 calls a week already.
It is. And you know what? We do the same thing, because we have Melanie's Dream Team calls every week, and then we have the National Wake Up calls. And honestly, I say, if you can get on my calls, those are important. If you can get on Melanie's calls also, that's great, but get on mine first. And if you can't get on hers, listen to the recording. Or, based on a lot of people's work schedule, sometimes they can only get on one, but at least we always have a recording so they can listen to them.
Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Kate, are you done?
Am I done?
I said, Kate, are you done? Daddy Kathy. I love you.
That's me.
Anybody else?
All right.
Somebody say something? No. Last call. Okay. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's done. Do you have a question?
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Deidra. I really appreciate it. Raina has something to say.
Thank you so much for hopping on tonight.
Raina, you've changed your look and you're beautiful.
Do you like my hair purple?
Love it.
If I did it? No. Deidra, thank you very much. It was awesome to hear more of your story and just get all that from you. I really appreciate you hopping on and inspiring everybody. And I will look for your nursing schedule. Everybody wants to see. Okay.
Sounds good.
I will post the recording in our team page, and everybody have an awesome day. Night. It's like 9 p.m.
Bye.
Okay, good night. Bye. Bye, guys.